Facebook and WhatsApp and all my people out there in video land. I am inclined to do a vlog today. I know it's been like a minute, right? So a lot has been going on in my little life, child. You know how life is sometimes, I have a little challenge. And for me, that's what's kind of been happening. Been a little sick. Been doing a little traveling. And just, life has been happening. It's been a busy time, but I don't want to neglect my commitment to, to continue to sow into the lives of you and to share just whatever little info I may have. So I decided that, okay, it's time for a vlog. And guys, my little thing broke that you put on the dash. So I had to go and get me one of those because I don't know what it is, but it seems like a lot of times I'm actually doing a vlog in the car. Maybe it's because it's one of those moments where you have that complete privacy and you're not doing anything in particular. But listen, I just wanted to come and say to all of you married folks out there, be encouraged. Do not become despondent. Hope is real, and there's hope for your marriage. No matter what you're going through, I know there are some exceptions to the rule. So just putting the disclaimer out there that I'm speaking generally. And when I say that generally, I mean the average day-to-day issues that a marriage may have is what I'm referring to, not a marriage that may be abusive physically or may have some other issue that may not be able to work through. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm speaking about marriages in general, because most marriages that end in divorce, a lot of them do not end because of those type of reasons. Some of them do, but a lot of them end because we just can't seem to get along and to be happy and to have fulfilling marriages. I know I was in service, and today this is what they spoke about, and this just pricked my heart because, I want you to know that, you can have a good marriage, and a lot of times, so sorry to say, love ain't got nothing to do with it, okay? Love is not enough, and that fuzzy feeling that you have when you meet your spouse for the first time and that honeymoon phase that you're in for the first year or two, all of that is going to eventually fade away. And then life happens, and we're faced with the challenges and the issues that we face as we get older, as we have children, and they enter into the dynamics of the marriage. And then we may have financial difficulties, we may have health difficulties, just life in general. It can be really, really hard to continue to be strong in your marriage. And for me personally, Cliff and I, for those of you who don't know us, we've been married for 26 years. It's not been easy. I can't say that, I'm going to keep it real with you all. I can't say that every day I've just felt like, oh my God, what a beautiful, beautiful marriage. I'm so happy to be married. And no, that's really not the way it works at all. And, what I am happy for is that Cliff and I, we have endeavored to make a commitment. And for me, I think that's one of the key things too. Make a commitment and be intentional that you're going to make your marriage work. Not every day you're going to have a spouse that you like. You may love them, but you may not like them. Not every day you're going to have a spouse that you're in agreement with. Not every day your spouse is going to look the way you want him to look. Not every day your spouse is going to say what you want him to say. Not every day they're going to do what you want them to do. There's just so many different aspects to a marriage. But we have to purpose in our hearts that, our marriages are ordained by God, and we can make it work. But it's always going to start with us, the individual spouse in the marriage, our attitudes, and our relationship with God is really going to play a major, major role. Because see, of our own will, we can't do it. With the flesh is weak. And sometimes you're going to get so pissed off and fed up and feel like, I'm done. or the flesh is going to encourage you to do some real nasty stuff, as it relates to revenge or whatever it may be. The flesh is going to fail you, people. The Bible says it, right? The arms of flesh will fail you, and that includes your own flesh. So, one of the other things, we can't think of ourselves too highly that, oh, I'll never do this, or yes, you can. And when we allow openings in our marriages, this is what happens. So the first thing, I say all that to say, listen, stop looking for a perfect marriage. Stop looking for a perfect spouse. Stop putting people on pedestals that they don't belong on. And I think I wrote an article in relation to this, and that is the pedestal of perfection, because no one is perfect. Our spouses are going to hurt us, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Our spouses are going to have downfalls, whether it's intentional or unintentional. The only perfect human being that ever existed on this earth is Jesus Christ, and we know that he is with the Father in heaven, so he's no longer here. And unless your spouse is Jesus, then you need to just say, take stock and see what's going on. In addition to that, we put the people on the pedestals, and then we are not able to really fulfill our own pedestals, because we go and we demand perfection, and we demand this perfect spouse, and guess what? We're not perfect. That's like hypocritical, right? We're not perfect. We're doing the same thing. Why? Because we're human. So we're hurting our spouses, be it intentionally or unintentionally sometimes. We're letting them down sometimes. We're not agreeing with them sometimes. And especially as women, sometimes, oh my God, we can be such a, I don't want to call it a word, but we can be such a tyrant to our men. And I say that because I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. Not that men cannot be tyrants of husbands, but just speaking from a female's perspective. We have our moods, we have our irritabilities, we have all these other things that we face, and sometimes we carry them right home to our husbands. And we're not nice. So we all have our imperfections. We all have the areas in life that we need to improve upon. And I just want to encourage you to, before you expect perfection from that spouse, which is an impossibility, remember that you yourself are not perfect, and that we are all filled with faults. It's only by the grace of God, truly, that we're able to continue in this life and to become the good, faithful persons that he's called us to be. So that's a point that I want to draw home. And I don't know why, but marriage has been on my mind. So I think what I'm going to do is, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to focus on married folk. I don't do that a lot. I do that on females. I do a lot of stuff about females and about female empowerment, but I don't really look at marriage. But I want you to be real, because if you're not honest about where you're at with your marriage, what you want from your marriage, how can you be the change in your marriage? If we don't really take a good, hard look at ourselves, then yeah, you're going to become one of those statistics, and you will be one of those marriages that may possibly end in divorce, because like I said, marriage is not a feeling. Marriage is not an experiment. Marriage is a joining of a man and a woman under God, and a covenant that we make to each other. So I'm not going to keep this vlog long, but I just wanted to come home with that to you. What I am going to endeavor to do is speak about the different aspects of marriage, but today just wanted to draw home to you that stop looking for the perfect spouse. Stop doing that, because that ain't going to get you nowhere. You have a problem, okay? Because you ain't perfect. So you're being a hypocrite. So let's keep it real, people. Let's keep it real. So until I talk to you again, I want you to enjoy your beautiful Sunday. Man, people, it hot as fire. Fire. Jeez. Anyway, thank God. I thank God for air condition. I'm so grateful. And I just want to encourage you to enjoy the rest of your week. Be intentional about addressing whatever it is in your marriage that is displeasing, and do not put your head in the sand. That's another topic, because problems don't just go away in a marriage on their own. It's all about intentionality. You have to be intentional about your marriage, and that is in all aspects: communication, consideration. A lot of the stuff that the pastor said today, the sermon that I listened to, you have to be intentional about saying, hey, we are going to make this work. And not only are we going to make this work, because we don't want to just be married on paper. We want to be married. We want to be fulfilled in our marriage. We want to be happy. We don't want to just have a marriage for the public. You know, like I say, and behind closed doors, your roommates. No, that is no marriage. That is just a farce. So we don't want that, because life is short. And you know, a marriage is one of the most, if not the most important relationship outside of God that we will ever have. So why not, people? Why not? Let's make that a priority, and let's make making that work a priority, and let's make being intentional about making that work a priority. So listen, I just want you to know today that, you know, all I want for you, my brothers and sisters, for those of you who are married, all I want is a marriage that is fulfilling for you, a marriage that is filled with peace and love, a marriage that is filled with love. You know, because what is life if we don't have love? What is life if we don't have love? So I'm going to pray for that for you all this week, as I pray for myself and my marriage with Cliff, and just abundant love and life to you all. So happy that I'm able to come and speak to you again, and I'm feeling a lot better, and just been able to find the time to do this. So love and light, my people. Love and light. Until next time.